morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason. What is it today? Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. Wow, where does the time go? We got a lot more stuff to talk about again today. We had elections. We got updates on food stamps. I don't know that. Well, we talk food stamps in my 20-some years, every once in a while. I don't think I've ever spent this much time talking about it. We've got a socialist, communist mayor of New York now. The Democrats, not surprising. Listen, I think that was going to be how it went. The Republicans, especially in the states that were having these elections, they'd have been lucky. I thought maybe New Jersey, maybe, and even then I didn't think they would. But it kind of went as expected in the elections. The government shutdown continues. It is Wednesday. It is the first week of the month. We did get ADP jobs because it's not government. And they said 42,000. Not great. Could have been worse. Right? What's that worth? I absolutely have no idea. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. Okay, so this is just breaking right now. All I have is a headline. No, I got a little more detail here. Remember, as I told you, oral arguments were at the Supreme Court this morning. About the legality of the Trump administration's ability under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose reciprocal tariffs and fentanyl tariffs. It appears that so far anyway, from, I guess, the questions from the justices, that it may not go the way I was hoping yesterday. One of the things that they're arguing about is are these regulatory tariffs? Are these revenue-raising tariffs? The fact so apparently that's a big deal. I guess. Hey, if you just did this to raise revenue, I guess it seems like the court may be shooting this down. The government arguing the fact that they raised revenue was only incidental. Now, maybe I guess we shouldn't have bragged too much about how much money we were going to get. Justice Sotomayor, okay, so obviously, right, I can imagine, she would probably be in the no camp. You say tariffs are not taxes, but that's exactly what they are. They're generating money from American citizens' revenue. She later noted that no president other than Trump has used this, I guess, emergency power to impose tariffs. So it appears anyway that obviously this is not a ruling. The court has not released when it is going to release the ruling. The good part, I guess if there is a good part, right, there's more conservatives on the court than there are liberals on the court. So we'll see. But it wasn't a great day. And I don't think, to be fair, I don't know that it could have been a great day. That'll be a problem. That would definitely be something when we talk about unexpected issues. That would be one. I still think they're going to let it slide. I hope they do. This could cause a lot more harm than these justices know, at least in my opinion. This would be another example of us shooting ourselves in the foot. Because quite honestly, I don't care what anybody says. We need the money. right? Why do we need the money? Well, we spent it, right? We already spent it all. And if we got to give it all back, yeah, that would definitely create a problem. So we'll see. But right now, at least the headline, the justices appear skeptical that the Trump tariffs are legal. 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. I know we usually on Wednesdays talk a lot of Texit. We'll get to that in the second half. Because we had other news happening today. Yield spiked after the Treasury refunding. Well, it's here. The Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, whatever they want to say, however it's pronounced, said that, okay, it's time to start talking about increasing the auction sizes of the Treasury, right? I don't know. Now, here's what's funny. Apparently that was a shock. I don't know why it's a shock. We keep spending more and more money. Eventually, right, you're going to be like, guys, we got to borrow more money every single day because we keep running out. So, well, when we get back, we'll see what the market reaction. I'll tell you what the 10-year note did. I'll tell you what gold and silver are doing. Stay with us. 800-951-0592. Right now, the Dow is mixed. The Dow is down, but not a lot. Down 11, 12 points here. The S&P's up 20. The Nasdaq's up 100. The 10-year note, 415. I'm not sure what to think. Is that it's probably a combination of a few things. One, the Treasury announcing we need to borrow more money. I guess that was unexpected. I don't know why it was unexpected. And again, this is probably something that's going to happen, in January, something like that. It's not like it's going to happen today. And then other news, the Institute of Supply Management, the service sector index, it jumped up mostly because of prices. And so that those two things kind of leading yields to be a little higher. And I guess, ADP's number wasn't negative, which maybe would have drawn it down. But, yeah, 415 right now on the 10-year. Gold's up 50, making up for most of yesterday's losses. 39.80 right now on gold. Silver's up $1 again, making up for yesterday. Now silver's back above $48. As again, I think gold and silver. Listen, we're getting some consolidation here. I just don't see a big avenue for a lot of downside, right? When you start to look at, okay, whether we like it or not, the Fed's cutting rates. Now, are they going to cut in December? I don't know. I think they're going to, by the way, just so you know. Matter of fact, I can't guarantee it. I just don't see any way around it, especially what I'm seeing in the repo markets. On top of that, then today the Treasury announced, hey, listen, we need another $125 billion. Right? Like I said, remember what I told you. Listen, we're going to be at $39 trillion. Hey, New Year's, what are we celebrating? $39 trillion, right, in debt. Wow. We're going to hit the debt ceiling, maybe next year already. And it said in that it's not looking to boost bond sales for this quarter and the next. However, They are starting to consider future increases to the auction sizes. So I guess no bond auction increases for a few months, and then we blast off. I don't know. I mean, they said a couple quarters, at least to me now. Again, I don't, were they talking about the quarter that just ended and this quarter? Are they talking about this quarter and the first quarter of next year? Either way, Jason, within the next 6 months, the size of the Treasury auctions going up again.
And will they be able to get it all sold, Joe? Is it, how bad is it? I mean, because we talked for it seemed like a year or 2 years about maybe 3 years struggling to get the sales. It seems a little better right now. I mean, is that what I'm hearing? And then, but for how long?
Well, yeah, better's not the right word, right? I guess it got no worse, but essentially the Treasury, they listen, guys. There's a lot of tricks to be played, right? And they've played all the tricks. They've done everything they can to make it look as good as they can. And essentially, what Basent said is, okay, we're out of tricks, and now we got to bump up the size of the auctions in 2026. I mean, that's the long and the short of it, right? Which just means, and I don't know why anybody would be surprised. On top of, now you got to remember, what does that mean? That just means what we're borrowing now. Every quarter we got to throw in like an extra $125 billion, right? Otherwise, it's even worse. But now they're saying, hey, we still need the extra, which one of the other things they're talking about is the extra may be more than $125 billion. But on top of that, we've got to increase the auction sizes because, well, we need to borrow more. If we don't, I don't know, right? We're going to have to borrow $200 billion, right? So I guess it's easier, instead of doing it all in 1 week, like these $125 billion, they do it in like a week. Obviously, it makes more sense to what? Spread it out over a month. So unfortunately for us guys, we got to do both. We still got to borrow the $125 billion. But now we got to add it, and usually what they do is they'll add $1 billion to this one, $2 billion to that one, $1 billion to this one, $2 billion to that, and over the course, hey, okay, we added, another $5 billion a week every week, $10 billion a week every week. I don't know. At the same time, less people are interested, right? And I think this is why you're seeing the Treasury markets reacting the way they are today because, well, it's a problem, right? Who's going to show up? Who's going to buy it? What if we now have to pay these tariffs back? Yeah, how would that work? I don't even know. Right? I don't know. In other news, IBM joining the crowd. They announced 3,000 job cuts. Like I said, ADP did say 42,000 jobs created. The last 5 months, they've had 3 negative numbers, 2 positive numbers. But, Jason, I mean, ADP is saying there's no more people are being employed today than there was, 6 months ago, right? It's kind of just been pretty flat. And maybe it's a good thing. They're taking these immigrants out of the country right now because apparently ADP says, listen, we just don't have any jobs for them anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot of companies are doing huge hiring right now. And for that to be the same as, I guess, a year ago, I don't know, Joe. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot of hiring going on. And we talk about the downsizing in some places. You just talked yesterday about some of the local restaurants just going away. So the fact that it's I guess, stable. I guess that's what they're trying to say. Look, everything's good. We're hiring at the same levels. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing the numbers aren't exactly right.
Well, yeah, I don't know. And again, I think because so many people work multiple jobs, obviously like IBM, you probably don't. But we'll see. We'll see. We don't have government numbers. I'm being told that Chuck Schumer and what's the guy? Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries. They're asking for a meeting with the president. I don't know. To maybe stop the shut. By the way, it is the longest in history. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe because they won yesterday, they think that something will happen. I don't know. I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. But I do want to talk about this. BlackRock's Larry Fink. Now, Jason will tell you, right? BlackRock, the evil empire, right? You know, when you think about the small group of, I guess, companies, if you will, people that own everything, they're at the top of the list. So what Larry Fink says matters. And here's what he said. We're at the very beginning of the tokenization of all assets. What's he talking about? What's tokenization? That's just a fancy word for we're going digital. You know, I keep telling everybody we've got the winners here. We know gold's going to win. We know silver's going to win. And we know crypto's going to win. Now, what cryptos are going to win, what cryptos are going to lose, that, right, we don't know. We think Texit's a winner. We'll see. But the beginning of the tokenization of all assets, promoting the necessity of digital ID to form a social credit score. There it is. Finally, say it out loud. Listen, you don't have to like the tokenization. You don't have to like digital. And I get it, right? Because, well, what does it do? It gives incredible power to track everything. It just does. And when you see all these data warehouses and, of course, you know, AI, guys, you know, this is what it is. This is what it's going to do. Small merchants who rely more on cashless payments with detailed and traceable paper trails get better access to working capital loans. In effect, digital footprints will be the new credit score. What is he saying? Well, he's telling all us small businesses, you better hurry up and get on board and understand how to take crypto, because in the future, that's going to be one of the first things we look at when we decide whether or not you're credit worthy. Right, man? Boy, you think about the timing of what the Texit project is, right? Hey, we want to show communities how to use crypto. This is exactly what it is. And here it is, Larry Fink coming out and saying that they're going to be taking a leadership role, talking about, hey, we need to tokenize everything. How big are these guys? Ready? BlackRock, the largest, quote, asset manager in the world, oversees $13.5 trillion in its portfolio. Let's see, that would make it the third largest country in the world behind the United States and China. By the way, this is the part that matters. A number that continues to rise rapidly every single year. Massive amounts of control and leverage over thousands of companies across all sectors, right? And Jason, this is kind of what we tell people. People don't realize, hey, they hold these assets, but they also hold incredible leverage on the companies of the world.
Yeah, these companies are way bigger than people actually, I think, understand, Joe. And they say something's going to happen. There's going to be a huge effort at the least, and it's going to happen most likely.
We'll be back after the break.
Yes, ma'am.
800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Thursday. Right now, I'm going to opportunities here. Gold $39.85. $20 gold piece is $41.25. That's where they were yesterday. Gold was $50 lower. So good opportunity on $20 gold pieces today at $41.25. Silver, like I said, up almost $1 here. $48. Wall Street kind of quiet. The Dow is back at least in positive territory for at least right now. But very interesting, Jason, that Larry Fink is telling everybody now that the world is going to be very quickly, every asset is going to be tokenized, in that essentially, at least according to Fink, might be the most important thing when looking at whether or not they want to loan money to customers. And of course, BlackRock, they don't loan money to you and me, right? But essentially saying, hey, listen, if you're one of the first things we're going to look at, hey, what's your crypto footprint, right? And if you don't have a good crypto footprint, you're not in the game.
Yeah. When I was studying cryptos about 2 years ago, learning how to be in the space and try to make money on it, I learned about the tokenization of all assets. I don't know if you've been on some YouTube videos, anybody out there, and there used to be these ads about a year or two ago. I don't see them as much anymore, and I forget what the company is. But basically, you can buy fine art. Like, let's just say the Mona Lisa is for sale. They tokenize the Mona Lisa. They don't have anybody that has, I don't know, it's $100 million to buy the painting. They let you buy a piece of it. And you own a piece of it, and you turn items like the Mona Lisa into stock. Hey, here's a really valuable painting. There's no way you'll ever be able to buy it. But since we don't have anybody, really rich people, did they want to sell these assets once in a while to change their position? Well, how do they sell it if they don't have a lot of big-time buyers out there? Well, they get people that would love to have it, and they break it down to where you own a piece of essentially a company, which would be the Mona Lisa. This is how they tokenize everything. If you're thinking, how do they tokenize everything? Yeah, they're going to tokenize everything. Everything. And there's a digital stamp. Everyone will know who bought it, who's selling it, who has possession of it. This is where the world's headed. The tokenization of everything is starting up full fire right now, Joe. And it's I think in the future a lot of people are actually going to like it. But like with any technology, I'm sure there's ways to abuse the hell out of it, and someone's going to get ripped off. And so beware, right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, it's something where, the biggest thing I think for me was, okay, I can't fight it anymore, right? It's obvious that the plan that is before us is pretty simple, which is we need to figure out a new form of money. Why? Well, because the fiat money that we had, we wrecked it. We wrecked it. How did we wreck it? Well, look at what Scott Bessent said today. Hey, we got to start borrowing even more money, right? We've got a government shutdown now that has gone on for over 36 days and rising. We have debts that the whole world knows aren't payable. And it just seems like it was only a matter of time before they figured out a way to make it even. It's a better mousetrap, right? Let's call it what it is. It's a better mousetrap. If this truly was independent of, and the bankers would be removed from the equation, I'd be okay with it. Unfortunately, I think we're going to end up with a system that, well, the bankers are going to be the ones that control it. And obviously, if they've got BlackRock riding shotgun on this thing, it's more than likely that's exactly what's going to happen. And my message to everybody out there is simple. You better figure out a way to use it, because if you don't, you're going to be left behind. I mean, it's just that simple.
The world will change whether you like it or not. I'm usually pretty slow to technology. I drag my feet quite a bit. But, I mean, there's no way that it's going to turn into Jason World and do everything. What a frightening place it would be for any guy to have the kind of power to just choose the world their way. But I can't make it the way I want to make it. I can't keep it where I want to keep it or move it where I want to move it. So, listen, some people, it depends on what level of life or what kind of level of comfortability you have, Joe. If you want to move forward with society and try to reap some benefit from it and understand how it works, great. And that's what, I've had people say, well, I remember Joe, he just hated cryptos and he just crapped all over it and he couldn't talk bad enough about it.
I did.
But, I mean, I was over there in Fort Lupton. I had a little extra time on my hands. I was looking at it. Joe knows I'm always looking around for things. When I brought it to him, he's like, oh, I guess I better look at this. And it took Joe one day. It only took one night. Joe came back, and he was fiery and ready to go, because an opportunity is an opportunity. That's all there is to it. Right now, yeah, cryptos, Joe, right? I mean, tokenization, digital, people out there, you got to realize England became the most powerful nation on the planet with a fair money at the time called a tally stick. They literally took branches off a tree, cut them in half, and they put notches, and the one half of the branch was the borrower, and the other half of the branch was the lender, and it was a fair and honest money system using branches off trees, sticks. They used tally sticks for almost 700 years until the bankers got involved and cleared that system out. That's how a little island nation, England, became the most powerful nation on the planet, because an honest money system got introduced, Joe, and the merchant class was able to start making money and do business. It was easy. It was fair. Well, cryptos can be easy and fair, too. You just got to be careful. You got to learn, right, Joe? You got to learn.
Yep, that is the truth. 800-951-0592. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Thursday. And I'll just say this. I think it's going to, right now, obviously, right, let's face it, even the crypto space, right, we've had a lot of sell-off, right? Bitcoin broke below 100,000. Ethereum's had all kinds of problems. Solana, right? They're like a lot of things. It's no straight line in any one asset out there, and especially it seems like this changes almost daily as to all of a sudden you wake up one day and everyone's talking about stable coins being all the rage, right? You wake up the next day, oh, well, we're a little worried about it. And then you wake up the next day, no, we're tokenizing everything, right? These are, I think, just the steps to all of this. And I want to say that right now it is something that it's coming. I don't see any other solution. They've already decided. They just haven't told us yet, right? And now the question is going to be, and my worry always is, the central bank, oh no, we're not doing it, we're not doing it, we're not doing it. And next thing you know, they're going to be doing it. Why do I say that? Well, remember when crypto started? Remember that? Oh, no, we're not doing anything with it. Remember Ben Bernanke, Janet Yellen? They denied and denied and denied and denied. And then, I guess, well, we are. It's like XRP is a great example, right? No one can own it. All you can do is buy it or sell it. You can't mine it, but it's for the bankers, right? What do they want to do? We're going to take SWIFT transactions. I think there's going to be, listen, here, it's going to be simple. It is going to be really, really simple. There's going to be another crisis. I think we'll lose thousands and thousands of banks. Well, we only got like 4,000 left, but I think we're going to end up in a world, you know what? You're seeing it everywhere. All of the marginal retailers, right? They all go away, right? Sears went away. Kmart went away. Toys R Us went away. This went away, right? They just go away. The marginal restaurants, they all go away, right? The little guys all go away. Now you go, think about it in this, wherever you go, pick a city. They all got the same thing. Same restaurants, same stores, owned by the same people. The banking system is going to be the same. You're just going to have a handful of them, and the rest of the money is going to be controlled by the central bank, and it's going to be digital. And you talk about social credit scores, you talk about credit scores in general. Jason, that's what they're going to look for, period. And now BlackRock has put it all out on the table for everybody.
Yeah, we talked about tokenization. They're going to have tokenization of your social credit score. I mean, in China, they're running a version of this, and as we know, with let's just take cell phones. Everyone thought it was pretty cute. I was still using a flip phone until recently, but that's because we've progressed more and more cell phones. Well, social credit scores in China, they're only on the flip phone phase of that, right, Joe? Pretty soon they'll be able to really, I mean, what do you think happened in Canada a few years ago? And they started shutting off bank accounts for people that were giving financial aid to the truckers who were parked there, right? This is the world where we're living, and where they're going to be able to shut you down because, right, Joe? Because you don't meet the criteria. I got debanked trying to do Text-It coin. You have to learn. If you don't learn about this stuff, you're going to get stuck in a really bad hole. You don't want to be learning this stuff when bad stuff is happening to you. You want to know what your alternatives are before, right, Joe? I was so happy with the Text-It coin, signing people up, and one thing after then, it was just these little cracks started happening. It's like, well, you got to figure out a better way, huh, Joe? Absolutely,
absolutely. Exactly what it is that I think is coming. I hope whatever you guys do is up to you, right? But inflation is here to stay. Let's just say the flight away from fiat money is here to stay. It's only going to get stronger. Right? Look at gold. What a great message. Right? Okay. Oh my God, $4,400. Sell. Look what happened. Every time the price of gold breaks below 4,000, what do the central banks do? Right. Here, give me a ton of it. Wait every time. And you know what? I'll tell you this, too. Wait till the next hiccup. You want to see huge money fly into gold and silver ETFs? Wait till Wall Street has a down 10% week, and it'll be incredible. It's just getting started here. 800-951-0592. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. $20 gold pieces, $41.25. As gold is now up 60, 39.90. Silver's up over $1 here, 48.11. As we'll wait and see. The bonds are higher as the Treasury announced we're going to have to increase the size of Treasury auctions up to 416 right now. And on top of that, we did have service sector data, which was sending a message of higher prices. On top of that, we still have the government shutdown. Food stamps, they're going to pay the 50% at some point. I don't know exactly what day they'll get them. But then Donald Trump said, listen, after that, nobody gets nothing after that until the government reopens. So we'll see what happens, Jason.
No, I agree. What happens with the 50%? Is that actually going to do anything? Isn't that just going to enrage people more that they're going to get 50%? So I guess we'll see. That's supposed to happen today, Joe? 50% pays?
Well, they said it's coming. They didn't exactly say exactly when people would get it, but I'm under the impression that people will get it soon. But they're not saying officially, okay, everyone's getting it today. I don't know that is going to be the case, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully, the sooner the better, because obviously, if it goes any longer, then there's going to be a major issue. So let's hope it doesn't. And at 50%, we'll see. I know this: the food banks are packed. If you get a chance to maybe make a donation to the food bank, that would be something definitely worthwhile. But again, Jason, like I said, a lot of balls up in the air. The one thing that we know, the debt's going up. We got to wait on the Supreme Court as to what happens with the tariffs. And then obviously, I think after this, it really is going to be about the government shutdown. It's got to end at some point.
Well, I'm still thinking it might.
Doesn't it?
I think it might go through quite a bit in November, Joe. It has that smell, Joe. It has that smell. There's a lot of politicking going on, right? So there's a lot of decisions being made. I think the government shutdown is being used to shuffle a few cards, Joe. So. I don't know. I can actually see this go to Thanksgiving, Joe. I can actually see it. People, listen, we've had government shutdowns and threats of not paying this and that for a while. I don't think it's a big enough threat to scare enough people. I think it needs to be bigger and scarier. So you need to have a bigger, scarier, longer shutdown, I believe, Joe.
Well, okay. I guess you're saying it's got to get closer to Thanksgiving.
I think it'll keep going.
Right?
Yeah, the food stamp thing seems to be the next play, right? And we'll see. Somebody will come in and be the hero. There's going to be out there. Maybe they have to find a hero in this. I don't know. We'll see.
God bless everybody.